America is a land where we are told every person is welcome, the land of freedoms for everyone. The nation also began with a very religious tone, which leads us to a new court case deciding whether or not the words "under God" belong in the Pledge of Allegiance. Let's welcome to MidPoint. She's a senior at Highlands Regional High School in New Jersey. And with the help of the Becket Fund for Religious Liberty, she and her family are not about to let those words slip from the American pledge. Samantha Jones. Samantha, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Samantha, this comes down from the American Humanist Association, who is suing the school district to have the phrase removed on behalf of an unnamed family. I have to be honest with you, very few 17-year-olds ever get involved in anything along the lines of social mores or national pride or something like this. Why does this speak to you?
I was always raised to stand up for what I believe in. And as a senior in high school, I always learned about the liberty and freedom that we have as American citizens. I've been reciting the pledge since I've been little. So to me, the phrase "one nation under God" sums up the history and values that have made our country great, because it does acknowledge our rights don't come from the government, but from a higher power. So we can't take that away.
What about the people on the other side of the argument who will say, and apparently there's a guess here that the unnamed family may be someone who does not believe in God, so they see it as an insult to them. How do you react then to that? Because this is a country, and again, we like to kind of play both sides of the fence here, but this is a country that likes to speak to everybody. So how do we then speak to them if they're offended by the words "under God"?
America is such a diverse country. So many different people with different beliefs call this country home. I think that everyone's beliefs, including the atheists, are protected by the phrase "one nation under God," because, again, it does acknowledge that our rights don't come from the government, but from a higher power. So the government can't take away the basic human rights it did not create.
So do you say the Pledge of Allegiance in school on a regular basis? Because I know as a kid I had to, but I hear anymore it's voluntary, or some schools don't even do it.
I do say the pledge every day.
Okay, now is it something the school asks you to do, sets it up, or is it a voluntary thing?
You do not have to stand up. You don't have to say it if you don't want to. It is you basically do what you want to do.
Okay.
They do set apart the time to say the pledge, but you certainly do not have to do it.
What's been the reaction of your fellow students?
I've only gotten encouragement. They, just as I was when I first heard about this, they were surprised that someone wanted to take "under God" out of the Pledge of Allegiance. I've gotten encouragement for what I'm doing. They're just confused with why anybody wanted to take this out.
What then is the basic thinking process of your peers when they hear that somebody wants to take "under God" out? Is anybody else as upset about it as you are?
I think quite a few people are, because we just don't, I guess they can't wrap their mind around why. Yeah, they're standing behind me in this case.
And with regard to the case, where do we go from here now? Because you apparently, the court has ruled that you can intervene in the lawsuit. So where are we at now?
Well, today we actually had our court date. The judge will be responding soon on what he decides with this case.
What's your thinking? Do you think that he will side with you or side with the courts, the other side?
I'm not sure. I'm so hopeful that he will decide to affirm our right.
Will you fight this? If you are defeated this time, will you go higher and continue to fight this?
If I have the chance, I will absolutely.
There are a lot of people around here and a lot of people in America who hope that you are successful indeed, because they understand what the pledge really means. And again, I got to tell you, we don't hear a lot of people saying the pledge anymore, so it's nice to even hear that. All right, Samantha, thank you so much for joining us. We'll keep in touch.
Okay, thank you for having me.
Okay, my pleasure. When we return, Telling It Like It Is takes on the Adrian Peterson suspension and asks a few questions we believe many of you will not feel comfortable answering.